Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, Max here with another great business to discuss on this episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. Today's guests are Nathan and Jason, and they're selling their application, SaaS and affiliate business on the Empire Flippers marketplace. So welcome to the show both, and how are you guys doing today?
We're doing good. All good.
Cool, I'm looking forward to hearing more about your business. To give a brief summary of it, it's an application, SaaS and affiliate business in the apparel and accessories niche, created in January 2018. The average monthly revenue for the business is $192,383 and makes an average of $52,705 per month in net profit. For everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 47897 to learn more about the business. Included in the sale is a domain and all the site contents and files, an email list with 20,000 subscribers, trademark, a Facebook account and group with 14,000 likes and 51,000 members respectively, 2 YouTube accounts, one with over 30,000 subscribers and the other was just over 300, SOPs, supplier contracts and relationships, and employee contracts. So now that I've given a general overview of the business, can you tell us a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses?
Yeah, so me and Jason, we started working on back in, I think, 2015. We saw the uptick in Shopify dropshipping, and we decided, you know what, this is something that we would like to go after. So we were messing around with that for a while. We finally hit on, a couple successful ideas, successful stores, and that kind of led into the business that we're selling today.
So why would you choose this business model?
The Shopify app business model or the dropshipping?
Yeah, let's talk about the Shopify app.
Yeah, so, the great thing about Shopify as a business model is that from an app perspective, it's kind of a sticky business model. It's like once you get people to install your app, they have it on their Shopify store. So they're not going to, unless they absolutely hate it, they're going to leave it installed for the foreseeable future. They're going to use it. So if you can get those installs, that's where the business really is, keeping people around.
Usually when you get customers like this, the installs, people stay for years, not just months.
And how about creating the framework for this software? Is that something that you've done? You brought people in to help you out?
Yeah, so the Shopify app, we actually have another partner that's a developer. It was our idea, and then he built the app based on a React framework.
And how does the business as a whole primarily make money?
There's a few different income generating sources, but primarily most of this revenue is from product sales through the app. And then there's also some recurring subscriptions, some affiliate marketing, and a little bit of AdSense from the YouTube channel.
And why did you choose this niche? Was this something that you were both interested in?
We actually kind of stumbled upon it. We found a very unique product that was selling really well. And we thought that if we could get that product out there and give it to many stores, we could replicate our success thousands of times, which is what ended up happening.
Yeah, so we hinted to in the very beginning, the first question was kind of like how we got started, and it was finding a very successful product and that successful store and that product, which led into this app. So basically let other Shopify stores now sell that same product, and it actually worked out really well.
And where does the majority of your traffic come from? How do people find your product?
So we get installs of the app and through a few different places. So the first started was when I started the YouTube channel, and then at the same time starting a Facebook group. And so you get a lot of crossover in the Facebook group. Once you hit a certain threshold, it kind of starts growing by itself. And then also on YouTube, once you start getting subscribers and you post consistent videos, more and more people find you. So put a link in the top of your YouTube channel, put links in your Facebook group. I also do Facebook ads to get installs for the app. And then now at this period, because the app's been around for a while, we're getting installs from SEO, from Google, and from the actual Shopify App Store. You're getting installs from there as well.
You mentioned the YouTube channel. How do you create content for that? Is that something that you do personally?
Yeah, so in the very beginning, the app started as almost as a personal brand. So the whole YouTube channel was mostly me, just chatting, giving advice, talking about the do's and don'ts, have successful e-commerce businesses. And when you give value, people really like it. And then they'll go check out your app, which is obviously in the description and the videos. I was always talking about it. And for how to actually, how I was making content, I was a hustler in the very beginning. I was doing a video every single day. I was just coming up with a topic, sit down, turn on the camera. I would film 10 minutes, get an editor to do it, post it. And I did 300 some videos, one a day for the first year. And then I pretty much haven't made a video since. So, but that YouTube channel still grows, still gets views, about 30,000 views a month, about 1,000 views a day. It's still getting views right now, new subscribers, new people coming in. So the hard work in the beginning has definitely paid off on that YouTube channel.
And you briefly mentioned SEO. Is there much you're doing in the way of SEO?
So right now, the SEO has been purely organic, as in because people are searching for the brand, it's starting to pick up some other keywords that are on the website, and that's starting to work. But there has never been any formal strategy or any kind of SEO intention from it. But now that it's actually working, there's opportunities there to actually grow that SEO more and more.
And can you describe the amount and type of work that you do on this site for maintenance currently?
Well, right now, absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So I mentioned that the app started as more of a front-facing. I was always the face of the business, more or less. And there was a point where I knew I had to step away. And that was like when I decided we kind of wanted to sell this. But we could not sell this app if I was still needed to be the face of the business. And so what happened was I decided to step back one day and almost go completely dark and not make any more videos, not posting the Facebook groups, not sending any emails with my signature on them anymore. And what happened was surprising, but I'm really glad it happened. The business continued. And even though there was, I would say, a slight decline from not being super active, overall, very successful for not having to be involved in the business at all anymore. So at this point, 7 months into that experiment of going dark and not actually working in the business at all, there's nothing to do anymore, and it continues to hum along and continues to run itself. Obviously, we have team members that take care of customer service and refunds and all that kind of stuff. But from a manager standpoint, from actually creating content and trying to grow the business, not actually doing any growth strategies, just sit back. There's no daily work. There's no monthly work. Basically nothing.
I mainly focus on the operational side of the business. Like my expertise is like building teams, systems, and scaling. So there's a lot of that in place right now where that's why we can go with months without really having much to do.
Can you tell us a bit more about your team? Sort of what are their roles?
Yeah, so there's 3 people currently on the team, and they're all customer service reps. And it covers about 20 hours of the day, live chat, 6 days of the week. And so people that have installed the app, they're selling products. Sometimes they'll want to check out if the order is in production, if it's shipped on time, where is it, why is the tracking not updated, what is the tracking, all that kind of stuff. So all the customer service team, they take care of all that. If there's any refunds they need to do, they take care of that. And yeah, that's it. There's 3 current customer service reps.
In terms of developers, is there much need for a developer with this business?
So the developer partner that started the business with us, he stepped back, I would say, how many months ago? 8-9 months ago, almost a year ago, he stepped back. He moved on to another project, but he's around if something ever goes down, like a server. But overall, I think that happened maybe one time in the last 7-8 months where the server went down and had to be restarted. So if there's not new projects being worked on or new ideas or let's say new products being added, there is no development needed. But if you want to add new products, the app, expand the library, yeah, there would be some development work needed for that.
And is there anything that you've learned while you're creating this business that you might apply to future businesses?
Yes. Putting customer first, trying to keep them as happy. By customers, I would say better sellers for us. Keeping them happy, pays off a lot. Holding them by the hand, training them more, giving them more what they need to succeed will pay off much better.
Yeah, the customer focus, I think, is really the key takeaway on this business is if you can really provide the exceptional experience, your customers are going to stick around, the sellers or the users of the app are going to stick around, and that really shows a lot. And we did a pretty good job, I believe, on this app. That's why we have 24-hour support, live chat support, which was the only app, and I think it's still the only app in our niche that provides that. Realistically, that was one of the moats that we put around our business, and that's why a lot of people, downloaded our app, used our app, was because we were available all the time, 24 hours a day. Whenever they needed it, we were there.
And why are you deciding to sell the business instead of keeping it and growing it yourselves?
Like I mentioned, our developer was stepped away, 6-7 some months ago. And without hiring another developer and building a new relationship and doing that, there's really not a lot of growth just me and Jason can do without having those technical skills if you really want to grow the business to the next level. Because it's still an application, it does need programming if you want to grow that.
And if you were to keep it, what are some ways that you might try to grow it?
I think there's a million different ways that you could attempt to grow this business. Some of the ones that we believe are, top of mind would be
a WooCommerce app.
Yeah, we started development of a WooCommerce app, which is about 80% finished, which would be included in the sale. Because by now it's a Shopify app. Moving to WooCommerce or adding WooCommerce, not moving to WooCommerce, would be a opportunity. And it's almost finished. We almost got there. We noticed all of the websites ranking a lot for some SEO keywords, so growing that more and more to get more and more installs. There's also an opportunity, like I said, needing the developer would be to build a standalone app, not WooCommerce, not Shopify, and then you can grow sales via a standalone app as well. Obviously, adding more products, sellers that download the app, use the app, they love new products, they love unique things. We haven't added any new products in, maybe 7-8 months, I think.
We used to always focus trying to add unique products to our app instead of trying to be the same as all the other apps. That was one of the main things that we always wanted, add unique. We do have similar products with other apps, but we have a few very unique ones.
Yeah. And I think one of the final things I think would really move the needle would be if we built a feature that could export orders to different marketplaces like Etsy, Amazon, Wish. The more places you can get your products shown in front of buyers, customers, you're going to make sales. And that's an easy when you have all these users publishing products with your app. If you can get them to just click a button and get those products published on other marketplaces as well, I think that's a cherry picking an easy win for, getting more sales, growing the app and that kind of stuff. So that's what we would focus on if we had capacity.
And on the other side of that, what do you think some of the biggest risks might be with a business like this?
I really think the biggest risk, obviously, is all the sellers of the app or all the users of the app who sell the products. Most of them use, Facebook ads. So you are relying on Facebook, the algorithm, CPMs. You can see when, CPMs go up at the end of the quarter, sales will drop a little bit because ad prices are more expensive. When CPMs are cheaper, you're going to get a lot more orders through the app just because, people are getting more traffic to their stores, more traffic, more conversions, more sales, and you just a trickle-down effect. I think another big risk is, if you do buy this app and sit on it, and kind of like what we've been doing, and not keeping sellers happy that use the app, they're going to leave. So keeping that the customers the center focus and continuing that, I think, is a very important part of the business. Because you might get one install, and that one install might be worth, $100,000 over the lifetime of the install. Or you might get an install and might just leave tomorrow. But, keeping every seller happy because you don't know when a big seller is going to come along and, do a massive amount of sales. So you got to keep everybody happy and ensure you treat everybody the best you can.
And if a buyer was to come into this, would you be willing to commit to a non-compete?
Yeah, absolutely. For non-compete, because I have no plans on making another Shopify app. Obviously, I love e-commerce. I plan to make more e-commerce stores in the future. But from the Shopify app perspective, from a fulfillment, there's no intention to go down that route anymore.
How much support are you willing to offer buyers? Is that sort of Skype calls and email support?
Yeah, as much as needed, because this business, there's actually a lot of pieces to it, not just the app. Like I said, there's
We'll be there to help.
Yeah, we'll be available for however much help is wanted.
It's good to hear. Would you be open to negotiating something like an earn-out?
My perspective is I would prefer, a lump sum, even if it was a lower amount. That's my honest opinion on that.
Yeah, that's understandable. And something we like to do towards the end of this podcast is maybe answer some questions to help out people that are just getting started. So is there sort of any advice that you sort of wish you knew when you first started?
A lot. Well, I mean, I've personally been in multiple successful businesses in the past, and I've exited from them. My advice would be like, when you have something that's working, double down. Never try and get in. Like, a lot of people have the shiny object syndrome. It's very hard not to get it. I see a lot of people and like a lot of entrepreneurs are looking like in 20 different directions. And like the biggest thing is like, if you have something that's working and you know how to do it, just stick to it and get better and better and better at it. It pays off for sure. What do you think, Nate?
Yeah, for sure. Like I see that all the time right now, chasing the next big thing or whatever. If you just stick to the one thing, focus on what works, it will compound. But it's so easy to go chase the next thing.
And in the beginning, work your ass off. There's no days off. Put in those 20-hour days.
Was there any software or tools that helped you at the start of running this business?
Not this business. I mean, obviously, Shopify's API for, that made this whole thing possible. But from a general e-com store perspective, I got to give a shout out to CardHook, which is a one-click upsell software for Shopify. I mean, if you want a successful Shopify store and you don't have upsells, I mean, you're behind the curve because the people that do are going to outspend you. They're going to win. And so that would be a tool that I would recommend every single e-commerce store owner to use.
That's a good bit of advice. And last sort of two questions from me. Putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think that your business is a business worth buying?
I mean, it really depends on the buyer because you could come from this from multiple different angles. If you want something that's hands-off, it's hands-off right now. Like, there's absolutely nothing to do. But if you want to get down and dirty, there's so many different opportunities for growth. And especially if you have development chops, it's just waiting to be, developed further. Like I said, there's e-commerce app, there's Etsy and the marketplaces stuff. Yeah, there's a lot. So it really depends on what the buyer's skill set is and what they really want. And they can take it however they like it.
And is there anything else that you'd like to share that I might have missed?
I think that's it.
Yeah, I think we've covered everything.
Yeah, well, thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, you too. Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much, Max.
Thank you, guys. Okay, everyone, thank you for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 47897. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. And I'll see you in the next episode.